Hello friends, welcome back. Today we are going to do the third part of social authentication. The final part of the strategy is handling the profile returned from GitHub. We need to load the user's database object if it exists or create one if it doesn't and populate the fields from the profile, then return the user's object. GitHub supplies us a unique ID within each profile which we can use to search with to serialize the user already implemented. Below is an example implementation. You can use it in your project. It goes within the function that is the second argument for the new strategy, right below where console log profile currently is. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this right now and just save it for now. So find and update. Okay, so they're walking us through this thing. So let's take it over to here and let's go to it says that it goes here, like database logic callback here. So this is where this code is going to go. So I'm going to just paste it into here and try to format it properly. Okay, so I'm going to close this for now. So we're console logging the profile, the callback function, somehow the passport serializer, the deserializer, passport.use. Once we do this, this is part of our first one, passport.use. Okay, so within the use function, passport.use, we're doing a strategy. And our first argument is a new instantiation of the GitHub strategy. And our second part is a callback function. And within this callback function, we're doing everything within here. And so, yeah, this is the beginning of passport.use. And so we're doing our instance. We have two parameters. We're passing this parameter in here, and then we're passing this callback function. And we're using ES6 now, so I'm going to use ES6 here as well. Yeah, and so this is our opening. Apparently, we have access token, refresh token, profile, and CB. Now, this is being passed in at passport.use. The first one is taking the GitHub strategy, which we're setting up as an object here, and the second one is our callback function. Within our callback function, the first thing we're doing is we're logging to the console, the profile. The second thing we're doing is say my database step, find one and update. Database logic with callback containing your user object. Okay, we can get rid of that comment now. We don't need that. And so find one and update. And so the ID is equal to profile.id. So we're getting passed in the profile. Allows you to search for, find one and update, allows you for search for an object and update it. If the object doesn't exist, it will be inserted and made available to the callback function. In this example, we always set last login. So let's see, do we see where it says last login? We want to set last login to a new date, which is going to provide us the date currently. We want to increment the login count by 1. So here we're incrementing the login count. This must be to increment. What did we do first? Here, yeah, set on insert. So if it's setting on insert, so we're adding an ID to the profile ID, a name profile.display name. It's either going to be the display name or we're going to set it to John Doe, which I don't really like photo. We're going to take the profile.photos and we're going to grab the first one and the value of that. The email array is array. If they've got multiple emails, then we are going to say profile.emails at position 0 is equal to value, or no public email. We're going to set a created date and a provider.profile. So I'm not sure exactly what all that does, but we're going to just assume that they've got it what they want here. Notice the use of default values. So yeah, no public profile, John Doe, or an empty provider. Sometimes a profile returned won't have all the information filled out, or the user will keep it private. In this case, you handle it to prevent an error. You should be able to log into your app now. Try it. Submit your page when you think it's ready. Okay, well, let's save the authentication and let's go back over to server. Now, I've already got the server running here. So if I go nodemon server.js, this is how I get our local server running. And so if I come over here, it says the database was successfully connected. So now if I refresh, we should see the social login down here. So I'm going to open up the console while I click here because we should see something happening here. Okay, cool. So it's forwarded us to here. And then authorize. Okay, so I don't think that this is going to actually work right now because we're doing it off of local. So I'm not going to do it from here. I'm going to actually, instead of going localhost, I'm going to just push this code up to the server. So git status, you can see what we've changed as we've added that function in there. We know that. I'm pressing :Q to get out of there. And so now I'm going to go git add. I'm going to say git commit. And within the commit message, I'm going to say, well, what did we do here? We empower GitHub authentication to either update existing users or create new ones. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to say git push Heroku master. And once this is pushed up to the server, we should be able to test this out. So I'm actually just going to close this window, and we're going to wait for our production app to be ready to take the code. So what we're doing right here with this, all that git push Heroku master stuff is taking this authentication code that we had here, and we're pushing that up to our production server, which can be found currently at desolate savannah 74228.heroku.com. Cool. So yeah, we'll just wait for this. All right, so now this is our production version of our Heroku app. I'm going to press Command-Alt-I so I can see our console. And so if I go log in with GitHub, it forwards me to GitHub with the authentication page. And so I'm going to say authorize myself, and then it's going to redirect me here. Could not load content. Now I think it should have redirected me to, and I never saw the poll. So I don't know if this is properly done yet. So what I'm going to do is just going to see what's going on here. There's tests here that might tell us whether or not we've got it right or not. All right, well, it looks like we got it right. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure everything about this, but I mean, essentially it was pretty cool. We were able to interact with GitHub, and I'm pretty sure my GitHub portfolio profile is now set up to work with our Heroku app, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just going to wrap that one up for here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next lesson.